There we go. There I am. Now maybe I can get somebody on here. I'm running a little bit late, guys. I did not have the settings right. I thought I had them right, but let me see if I can get some people coming in here now. I'm running a little bit late. And let's see if it's see if I can get anybody on here now. Because I am trying I hope I've got it going. I am still not showing anything yet. All right. What's going on? Technology, you have failed me. Wait a minute. Am I getting a couple people in? I thought for a second technology had failed me. Okay. Give me some thumbs up, some check-ins if I get anybody. Let me check it myself here on this end. Hey, Panka. Oh, good gracious. Hey, Rigo. I thought for a minute there I was all screwed up on my settings, but I'm back in here. Okay, good. Now I can get off of this. Yeah, give me some thumbs up. I appreciate it. I'm using StreamYard, and I had the settings wrong a while ago. I had them set as private. I didn't realize that. I was experimenting yesterday, and I evidently didn't switch the settings around. Well, I'm slow this morning too, evidently. I'm slow too, trying to get going. It's one of those things. Sometimes things just don't always work in your favor. And that's what's happening to me this morning. I thought let me tone that down just a hair there. I thought that I was with the settings right, and I was not. So I'm definitely slow this morning too. So I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. Hey, NC Trucker. Good morning to you too. From another NC Trucker right here. Yeah. Now I forget. NC Trucker, were you down around Salisbury down in that area, or Ashboro, wasn't it? Wasn't you down? You were down there in Ashboro, I believe. Well, good gracious, there he is, Chris. Yeah, it's our internet family. It's our internet family here. Trying to get some things going. Oh, good gracious. Is that Joey calling? No, that's somebody. I don't know who that is. I'm just gonna let that ring because that's not anybody. They'll just let them think that we're open, I guess. Sorry about the ringing, guys. Somebody thinks Napa's open this morning. We're not. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Well, we're not open. We are not open today. I just picked up the phone. Sorry about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I forgot it's Sunday.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. I don't have a carburetor for a 69 Chevy or whatever that was. I am closed today. Got another brick in the wall. I'm playing with the green screen in the background. Y'all guys see my brick wall back there? I'm playing around with a green screen on the thing. I'm trying to just check and see. I can't remember where my green screen setting is. I don't want to go to it right now because I don't want to mess up my settings. Well, how's everything going with everybody? Chris, you've been busy? I haven't seen you online much this week. You must be farming pretty heavy or keeping everything rocking and rolling out there in Kansas and not getting blown away. Last couple of times I've heard your broadcast, boy, that wind's been whipping it out there. I know that's a windy state. Ponca, how are you doing? Is everything going pretty good for you, Ponca? And now, Chris, do you have a good enough setting? I can put you online here with me. I've been doing these stream yards, and if you'd like to go online with me, Chris, we'll bring you on. And do you have a good enough signal and everything down there in Kansas? And we could put you online. You or Ponca, either one. Be glad to have y'all online with me. So you let me know if you want to be online, and we'll do the thing like we've been doing the last couple of broadcasts from StreamYard. I mean, I like it. It's interesting to me to add some more people in here. You want to try? Okay. All right. Shoot me your email, Chris, and I will try to put it up there. Just post your email to me right now, and I will send you the invite, and we'll go from there. Try to get you on. I like having the different people on. Last week I had JST Trucking, Justin Sturgill, and then I had Heavy Wrench. Taterhead 13. I like that. Taterhead 13 at Hotmail. Okay, I'm gonna have to go up here to y'all have to bear with me as I do typing and everything on my Gmail. So I'm gonna send Chris an invite. So I'm gonna get Taterhead. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, because me and him have already communicated. That's good. All right. Put an invite for him. All right. Now let me go back out here to this, and I will do the invite and make a copy of that. Copy that to the clipboard. All right. Now go back to this and paste that up. And I am sending that out to Taterhead. And and I'm back there. So now, Heavy Wrench he's a real smart young man. He's does a lot of heavy work. Thought a lot of people I think like to see the different aspects and everything. Now you'll see the invite on your mail. And just click on that link, and it'll bring you up on the screen. If you have your camera, it asks for your camera and all that sort of stuff. So just whatever you've got, and then I'll see that on my end over here, and then I can bring you into the studio as it's called here. So we'll do that and try to get Chris on. And I like that. And you may have to wear some headphones. I don't know. On my end, I didn't have to last time, so we'll double check. It's got a way of kind of delaying it enough, I think, that it won't get the feedback. But we'll see if we can get Chris in here and all that sort of stuff. Well, Ponca, how's your week been going? We've been busy trying to get some trucks started over here. We're putting the some new trucks on that going down to Savannah. So we have been trying to. We have to go in and put cameras on them, and we got to put cameras in them, not on them. Cameras in them, and logging devices, and just go through and make sure everything mechanically is sound too. So that's what we've been involved with. We've been real busy with that. Jim and Larry have been working hard trying to get that done at the shop, along with other things that we're doing at the shop. So it's that way. And then plus it seems to be the you put in your 2 weeks notice. Good gracious. Where are you going to go work, Ponca? I didn't know that you were changing jobs. Kind of scary times to be changing jobs unless the other job's even better. But that's everybody has to make their own choices though. Make a good one when you're doing that. That's for sure. Chris, did you get the invite? I hadn't seen anything yet. Now you have to click on it and everything. Hey, Joy, how are you? Yeah, I had a phone call a minute ago. I said, was that Joy again? I looked and it was a 704, so I knew it was somebody local here. Have you found your parts for your truck restore thing yet, Joy? I was hoping maybe the broadcast would help get you some help. You're trying, okay. Well, you have to work with that. Joy got on the other night with me. Hey, now I see something. I see if I can get you. I'm gonna say add to the screen. I don't see you. You have to work with that. Joy got on the other night with me. Hey, now. Whoops, you're gonna have to mute. You're gonna have to put some headphones in, Chris. I can tell you that. I tried putting you in there. It's going to give you a feedback. So you'll have to. It's not showing your picture quite yet, and looks like you're going to have to put some headphones in, or on, or mute it down a little bit. If you have a computer nearby that you're listening to, you'll have to do that. Well, hey, Shadow Gamer. Yeah, we're getting a lot of new people in. So, okay, you muted it. Okay, I'm gonna add you, but I didn't see a. Let me see if I got you. But now I've got your name. Okay, I'm gonna add you, but I didn't see a. Let me see if I got you. But now I've got. I'm gonna have to mute your. I had to mute your. I'm gonna leave this up right now, but it's not letting the picture come through yet, Chris. And you're still getting some feedback. You're going to need some headphones or something. I know it's new to everybody, but it's, we'll still experiment. We can kind of play around with it till we can get it going good with everybody. And I've got you set over here now. So when I see your picture on there good, then we'll be good to go, I think, Chris. If you have some headphones or if you're using an iPhone, just your regular iPhone headphones and mic, that'll work. And then mute any other object that surround you. Hey, now I'm getting a picture. Now let's see if we got. Whoops. Let's see if we can get Chris in here now. Let me unmute. Let me add you to the screen. All right. Let me unmute. All right. I'm still hearing the feedback, Chris. All right. I'm unmute. All right. I'm still hearing the feedback. Yeah, I still hear feedback.
I'm trying to find mute.
Okay. All right, I muted it on my end so we won't hear that, but see if you can find it on your end. I've muted it on my end. I'll unmute it now, see if you got it fixed. Or if you keep it down like that, it's probably okay too, Chris. Because now you need to adjust the camera. Adjust the camera. There you go. Now what?
Never gonna get the camera.
Yeah, let me mute it. What are you using, Chris? Are you using an iPhone or something like that to broadcast on? What are you using, Chris?
I'm on a PC.
You're on a PC.
What are you using, Chris? Hold on. I'm on a PC.
See, it's all right, I'm gonna mute it again. I'm gonna mute it again there on my end just so we don't hear the feedback, and let's see if you can get it fixed so you won't hear me through the broadcast. In other words, all right. Now let's see if. Okay, I'm not hearing anything now, so.
No, I can't hear you either, though.
Oh no, I hear you fine now, Chris.
All right, now let's see. Okay, I'm not hearing anything now, sir. No, I can't hear you either. Oh no, I hear you fine now.
Do you have any headphones? Do you have any iPhone headphones or?
I can hear you from my phone, but I can't hear you from the.
Yeah. Now, what you're going to end up with is a delay.
I can hear you from my phone, but I can't hear you from the computer. Yeah. Now, what you're going to end up with is a delay.
Now, what are you using for the camera?
Computer. Now, what you're going to end up with is a delay.
Hold on, I'm going to mute it again. All right. What are you using for? Okay. If you use, you need to. The camera, it's whatever you're using for your camera. Are you using your PC for the camera? Or let's see.
Or the camera, it's whatever you're using for your camera. Are you using your PC for the camera? Yes. Let's see. Or the camera, it's
okay. Can you get headphones into your PC?
Back. I just don't have any.
Oh, you don't have any headphones? All right. Mute your phone.
Let me see if I can turn this
mute
off.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It may be coming back to you. All right.
Turn on some pause.
Mute your phone.
Let me see if I can turn this phone now.
Yeah, mute
off.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It may be coming back to you. All right.
Turn on some pause.
Mute your phone.
Let me see if I can turn this phone now.
Yeah, mute
off.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It may be coming back to you. All right.
Turn on some pause.
Mute your phone. Yeah. I'm gonna mute it again because it's feeding back way too much. Dang it, I was hoping to get you on good there. You don't have a Bluetooth headset or anything then, do you, Chris? And well, hey, MLH Repairs. We're over here doing this live stream trying to get Chris Richards on, but I've got him muted right now because we're feeding back. Let me see if we can. All right.
It was back feeding because I had the original screen open still.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you, but you probably have me a little bit too loud. Turn my part down.
Okay.
All right. Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now it's not too bad.
I had the original one you were broadcasting from open too, so we had 3 of them going with my phone.
Well, that's definitely the reason, man. You over technology.
I don't do technology that much, so if you see my email's Hotmail.
Yeah, well, I started to say, well, at least it wasn't Yahoo, but I mean, not far from it, was it?
That Taterhead 13 is because I was 13 years old when that account was made.
Okay. Well, and see, now my email is mjones1527, and 1527 is being my original. Turn
it
that.
Ain't gonna work.
Well, shoot the light straight down there on you, a little bit like that. Yeah, and that other one over there, run it down there, not straight, not into the camera, but straight down. Behind you.
That's the closest we're getting because I can't get this quilt's nailed to the wall behind me. So
yeah.
Whoa, shut it.
Shut up, dog. Oh, me. Okay, that light that's right over your shoulder. Yes, not that one, the other one. push that one back up because that one's glaring. Yeah, there you go. Now, right there, that works pretty good there. That works pretty good there. Yeah, and that works pretty good. We can. Yeah.
Made it worse, huh?
Yeah. That's all right. That's all right right there. We'll go with it.
I can get better equipment though. It's just I don't usually go live. So, anyways,
I know it. Well, one day, you could probably do it outside if you wanted to. Outside's always a good way to do it, and you never know. But yeah, I try to have. I've experimented with mine, and hopefully, I got a pretty good screen and everything now. I even got a little green screen back there. You see that bricks? Yeah, that's part of a green screen. I've been experimenting with that just to see what I can do there and everything. Okay, Soya Stubbs. Now where are you from, Soya Stubbs? I haven't seen you in here much. Well, go ahead and ask your questions. I right now I've probably got enough in here for all the technology we got going on. So ask your questions if you'd like, and we'll try to see about getting you on a little bit later or something. Oh, you're in India. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Just type in your question, and we'll probably do just fine like that.
Yeah, like I was saying, I haven't put up no content this week. I swapped a cab and a bed and stuff on a truck that was, one of them had computer problems and one of them was rusty. But how many times do people want to watch you change the same cab on the same truck over and over again?
Yeah, and that's what you get into. You'll get into you'll get into a situation where are you repeating yourself over and over and over again? Even on the live streams, that's the way I feel sometimes. Am I continually repeating myself? So you
get new people every week that don't know things like you're the oldest contractor or the longest running contractor, stuff like that. You know what I mean? For FedEx, there's interesting information that the rest of us don't care if we have to hear it more than once because there's new people around. But like that, a lot of the content I do, there's already 100 videos of people doing it on YouTube. Yeah. So that's pretty hard to compete with, Well,
and what I try to do, I just go ahead and try to put some interesting things up. I mean, and I may be repeating what other people are doing. And if they like the way that I'm doing it, then they'll tune in. And if they don't like the way I'm doing it, then they won't. And that's the prerogative of anybody that's on YouTube nowadays. And, we try to, I personally, with these live streams, what I'm finding, I'm trying to find some good, interesting people. And I have had some in the past few weeks, I think, and, just add them in. And, we've been conversing with people like this, through text, but I think it's always good if you can actually just bring the person in and let them speak and people can kind of hear what they're all about and that sort of stuff. So that's what I like to do. And, if the ones that I've kind of built up a rapport with online and like yourself and Ponca and Heavy Wrench and Justin and JC and a lot of numerous different guys that a lot of us in the community, you might say, know each other. We know us through the YouTube community, and I like that. I enjoy, talking with different people because everybody can bring like I said, a different idea out here in the world, even if it's just the live streams. And of course, I like to put some content up too. Occasionally, I'm busy, so content is the hardest thing for me to do, other than the live streams.
Editing, not the content, it's the editing. The content's all day long, every day. All you got to do is turn the camera on. But getting something like for us without editing, we have to really pick a moment when we're going to turn that camera on when a lot's going to happen in the next 3 minutes, Where most people can just edit in 20 different clips. It's just not, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm trying to get better at editing. I've got me some newer equipment that I've been experimenting with. I actually got one of the new iPad. I mean, MacBook Pro laptops that's got a pretty good setup on it and everything. It's got the i9 processor, the core 8 cores, and a lot of memory and everything else. So I got it at a great deal. So I was able to. I probably should have made a video of that. What I got. I was watching Amazon, and Amazon had one that had been a return. It says no, it's damaged box. The box had been damaged. Well, they knocked $600 off of it, and at the same time, I had a bunch of points and everything on my American Express. I said, I combined this and this. I'm getting a MacBook Pro at a pretty good price. So that's what I did. And I just popped out there and got a MacBook Pro about a week and a half ago. I love it. It's a great editing machine. And that's what I like. I was able to jump on there last night and edit some. Normally that's been taking me a couple hours. I knocked it out in about an hour or so. So it worked out really good. Hey, Ralph, hope you're doing good. I see that. Ralph, are you still in the hospital, Ralph, or are you back out? I mean, Ralph had a relapse of the coronavirus.
We did.
Oh yeah. It's I hope he's doing better. And Ralph has some other conditions and everything too. So I really pray for him and everything, and everybody ought to, because he's gone through it twice. That's not bad like that. Just cut. Yeah, there you go. Cut. Let's see. Cut. I can see you pretty good right there, Chris.
See what the natural like.
That's not bad.
Probably a little better, huh?
Yeah, that's not bad. We're not going to make you look beautiful anyway.
You couldn't do it. Not even with plastic surgery. I remember.
Looks like you cut your hair.
I cut it off.
That's what I saw.
Corona cut.
Yeah, Corona cut. That's what a lot of people are doing. Well, there's Daycap in there. How are you, Daycap?
No, in the summertime, I try to look a little bit more professional and not have so much crazy hair going on, because I meet a lot of people and a lot of new business and stuff, and that.
Yeah. When you get, well, that's like me. I was debating between if I was going to do a presidential swirl or be a evangelist. My hair was getting out there. So, and somebody told me, yeah, you look more like a TV evangelist right now. So y'all gonna all send me your money.
You get one of them big houses like what's his name has.
You get one like Jim Baker that used to be down not too far from here. Yeah. Hey Jerry, how are you? Yeah.
I can't save money I ain't got, Jerry.
Yeah. A lot of us. I've seen a lot of different people showing.
We've been building fence. I'm listening. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead, Chris.
Say we've been building fence and getting ready to move around cows, and man, there's so much stuff going on out here at the farm. It just it's like it never ends. Yeah. We got to put some windows in one of the rental houses in Dodge, and it just Dodge has almost 900 cases of that coronavirus stuff now.
Wow.
Of course, they have 2 big beef packing plants.
Well, and that seems to be the issue with a lot of this. And, anybody that's ever been to a processing plant, they know how tight the quarters are. And that seems to be the thing with anything. And I think that's going to be the key to getting rid of some of this stuff is the fact that people are going to have to learn to distance themselves and, not shake hands, not cough on anybody, just stay your distance and you're probably going to be okay. Now that, of course, they say the virus itself can stay on things. So we're probably going to, if you're out and about and you're going to go places, go by your local Napa store and pick up some of those gloves, those disposable gloves. And, that's what I tell everybody, go by your local Napa store. And who would that be in Cherryville?
The thing about this deal is you never knew exactly how much you shaking hands with people, touching people, patting people on the back, standing right next to them until this coronavirus deal happened. And now, like, I'm not going to be like, whoa, get away from me if somebody tries to come near me. And I still haven't gotten the habit yet of, just I don't know how I'll ever be able to not shake hands with a man,
Well, it's going to take some. Well, I'll do a fist bump or do an elbow, and that kind of stuff, and that seems to be the new normal. And here comes your buddy. Yeah, these dogs. My dogs are the same way. When I'm out and about, when I'm out in the back and doing a broadcast or something, my dogs want to jump up in my lap and they want to get on the screen with me and love up to me and everything else.
You want to go outside? I better let these dogs out real quick.
All right, you go ahead and do that. I've got some questions to answer anyway. I got some people wanting to. All right, Sonya Stubbs. Let me see. Where were the questions that you asked me? I'm backing it up. You're working with McDonald's with one MNC company, and I want to do a job outside India and FedEx. So how can I start? Okay. I don't know what the I'm gonna tell you this straight up. I don't know anything about. I mean, if you're wanting to stay in India, I don't know. I mean, we fly everywhere. I don't know our presence in India myself personally. What I know, Sonia, is I'm a contractor in North Carolina in the United States, and I hire line haul drivers. But so I don't know anything of what we do in India. You could probably find out from them in India. I would imagine there's a lot of different facilities. I don't know. I know we don't have FedEx Ground over in India. And see, I'm in the ground division. I'm not in the FedEx Express division. So you would have to find out from your local FedEx Express, because I believe that's the only division we have in India, son. I hope I'm saying that. Soyab or Son. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly right. But stuffs, you got Soyab stuffs. But anyway, I hope I can answer that. But check with your local FedEx people in India, and maybe they would have some positions. It's a good paying job all over, and I would imagine it pays good in India also. So hopefully I've helped you answer that.
Everyone really seems to enjoy working for FedEx. That's for sure. It's a lot of hours, and it takes a real dedicated individual to do any of that work.
Right. Well, it's work. It's work. It is. When I tell you, when I went to work,
it's driving a truck or carrying boxes, but it's work. You know what I mean? It's at the end of the day, if you've been lifting boxes for 8 hours, I bet you're tired of lifting boxes.
Or 10 hours. It's more or less a 10-hour. I tell people, if you're not willing to work 10 hours a day, don't go to work for FedEx because it's a 10-hour-a-day job. It's we have very few jobs that. I mean, now the package handlers, because they run them so hard, they only run 4 and 5 hour shifts because it's Katie bar to door from the time they start those conveyors up to the time they're finished. It's wide open, and they take a break in between there, but then they know it's exhausting. So it's either 4 or 5 hours is all they'll work them, and then they'll shift it out. They work, I think it's 6 shifts during the day, 6 4-hour shifts, or at least 5. But it's a busy place, and
I really dislike those jobs that wear you all the way out in 4 or 5 hours, because then I feel like if you go build fence for 5 hours, you're beat. You're done for the day. But it just feels like you're not getting enough done. To me, I'd rather do something easy going, pace myself. That way I can get, 9, 10 hours at least, something done.
Yeah. And that's sort of the way I am too. I mean, I don't mind working long hours, but and I can't work I can't be wide open like that anymore. I'm not capable at my age, and I'm doing good to, when I get out there and run a trip, a 10-hour trip now, it's exhausting for me. It used to be I was doing it 6-7 days a week and, just going at it hard as I could. But over the years, it's wore me down too. And of course, I don't drive much anymore. I'm the when it gets down to seeing me in the truck, that I'm desperate for drivers if you see me in the truck. Because
somebody called in sick, huh?
Yeah. Several have called in sick because I'm going to use every substitute I've got before. And I really can't afford. Well, AgTech, can you get online? Now he's 2 hours away from us. I was talking to him last night on Heavy Wrenches channel. And at AgTech, do you have a good camera or anything? And we can work on getting you in here too if you want to.
I figured Joey might want to come on. I don't know what his deal is. But
Joey was on the other day, but I don't know if I don't know if Joey's got his set up or not. He might. I'll let Joey. Joey was jumping in and out, and he had some technical issues the other night, and we lost his audio.
So you've had him on the Streamlab?
Yeah, I was on Thursday. I believe it was Thursday night, Wednesday night or Thursday night. I actually did one, and I had Joey on there for a little while.
I see your nighttime ones the next morning.
Yeah. Now, AgTech, what I'll need to do is get your email, and then I can email you the link. So if you want to post, or if you, I'll tell you what, if you want to email me yours, some people don't want to email that. My email here, I'm going to post my email. So AgTech can maybe email me mine. Let me do my typing here. It should have been all right, there, AgTech, there is my email. I kind of make mine public for everybody.
I have a question.
Okay.
Well, are you ever going to replan your trip out this way or towards Vegas or?
Well, my wife and I, we're not going to do that Napa thing they've already got it replanned for next year. It's not going to meet my, from what I've, during all of this, I was buying out that other contractor, and I was having to, instead of driving out, I said, well, we'll just fly out because I needed to get in and out quick. And then I got stuck with my airline ticket and everything else, and a couple of days extra hotel. I got everything back, and even the airline ticket up. They didn't give me my money back, but they gave me a voucher. So I got a voucher to go somewhere this next year, and we'll see that. Let me see if I can get. Let me see if AgTech is giving me his email. Let me see right quick. Let's see. No, I hadn't got it yet. I don't know. Nope, don't see it yet.
Happy Mother's Day. Is your mother still alive?
No, my mother passed away 3 years ago. She lived almost to 90. She was within about a month of making 90, and she passed away then. Now, my mother-in-law, my wife's mother, is still alive. She'll be 92 this year. She and my mother were basically the same age, and she's still alive. And I've lost most of my aunts. I have one aunt on my mother's side that's still alive, but everybody else, I am turning it, talking to some buddies of my the other day, and he was saying, well, what's happened to all the old people in town? We don't see them as much anymore. And I said, look around. We are the old people. Me and you and a couple other our age, we are the old people now. And
that's what I tell Ricky. We'll be trying to repair these old pieces of equipment. There's nobody you can call for advice because they're all over there in the cemetery. All the advice is there, but it's trapped.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to call up old John that used to work on that stuff because they buried him 3 years ago. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's tough, and it's, of course, I like to get out here and mix it up with and I say the young guys, because I'm probably one of the older YouTube guys out here right now, knocking around with the young guys, talking about trucking and equipment and everything. My wife says I'm still a teenager in my mind, and I feel that way. I do not feel my age. I feel probably as young as you are, and I'm older. I mean, gosh, I got children older than you, and
Still feel 30, eh?
I do. I don't until I start creaking around. My knees and my ankles and everything, climbing off and on equipment will tell on you. That's for sure.
Ricky went to day work down the road one day. And there's this 85, 90-year-old man come walking across the yard carrying 2 full 5-gallon gas jugs. Ricky tried to run over and grab them jugs from him. That old man said, "I'm 20." He just kept walking right on past.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think that old man's still running about 400 or 500 head of cattle.
Oh, good. All right. Now, AgTech's, let me get AgTech in and see if I can send him an invite. I've got his email address. Let me see if I can do a good old cut and paste here and copy that. And I'm trying to do 2 things at one time. Y'all don't see that I'm I see I'm a 69-year-old guy, well, almost 69, multitasking out here on these computers and doing all this stuff. Y'all ought to be impressed. But I've always been a high-tech redneck. I've loved computers from the time they came out, and got my son involved with that early on. And let me type this in for AgTech. AgTech's been I've been getting him. Okay, let me get I got to get my invite now. This StreamYard thing is crazy. What all you have to do I need 2 computers because let me see if I've got.
AgTech's one of the ones that had the virus, isn't he?
No, that was Fleet Tech.
Fleet Tech.
Yeah, that's Everyday Fleet Tech that's got that. I don't think he's had the virus, but no.
Got 3 people that come in here. I think 2 or 3 people that.
I've had 3. Of course, Ralph is one, and then actually there's one I haven't seen. Is it Craig? I haven't heard from him in a while.
Craig Sullivan?
I haven't seen him in a while. I'm a little bit concerned, but let me do one other thing here. I'm trying to.
I noticed JC hasn't been in the last couple of weeks. Must be busy.
He's been busy. I think he's been busy. Of course, he's been doing a lot of live streams too, and he may be burnt out. I saw JC was on heavy wrenches last night.
Gotcha.
Okay, let me see if did I send that? Let me see if AgTech can get in here on that. I sent him the link. I think AgTech, did you get my link? If you did, jump in here. We'll see if we can get him on the stream too, because I like having it like this. And if you get 2 or 3 of us talking or whatever, let me see if I hadn't seen anything yet. Let's see if he'll have to go through all the setup like you did. It'll be easier next time you do it because you see what we got to do to get it done.
I know I got to exit that first deal, and then I got to select the camera.
Yeah,
I can get headphones too. That'll probably help a lot with the.
That'll help with the feedback or whatever.
You'll probably always have lag though because I'm on this wireless router in the country.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you'll always have a little bit of lag, and that's what you end up looking like the Twilight Zone a little bit if you don't watch it. I'll say you got the suspenders on again today, haven't you?
I wear them now. It's another thing for the summertime. You don't want your pants falling down. You're meeting new people.
Yeah. You don't want crack to kill, do you?
No. It's really just and they probably do make me look older, but it's just
Oh, I like suspenders myself. I got some that's got a measuring tape on them. I don't know if you've seen those. It looks like a yardstick.
Pretty handy, I bet, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how accurate it is by the time I stretch it out. 1 inch might be 3 inches by the time it stretches over my belly. So
Well, my wife says I wouldn't need the suspenders if I just wear my pants tight enough, but I just tell her I ain't got no butt, so it wouldn't matter how tight you up.
Yeah, you're sort of like me. I had a guy one time. He told me, he said, "You've been taking those tablets?" I said, "What tablets?"
No acetol.
No acetol tablets. Yeah, so that's
I got some too.
yeah. I have that. I have that problem. I have the situation where it goes belly, no butt, and then
That's a truck driver. That's a truck driver body.
yeah, I have the truck. I do have the truck driver physique. That is for sure.
So their butt all goes up in their belly from sitting on it.
Yeah. Now, Ag Tech, did you get everything? I hadn't seen him pop on yet. What you got to do, you click on that link, and it will take you. It'll ask you stuff about your camera and your microphone, and it should let you pop in. If I
It just opened this whole window in another tab when I clicked on it.
yeah, it'll do that. Let me see if let me go back out here to my email. Let me send it again if I have to. I don't know. Ag Tech, if you hadn't got it, tell me, and I will send it again. If you didn't get the link, I'll you let me know, and we'll send it again.
Where's AgTech from?
He is in Canada. I think he said he's 2 hours away from me, so he's he would be, I guess, what's north of you in Canada? He would be sort of northwest of you. That I don't know if that's I'm not great on Canada geography. I know you got on Ontario and you got Quebec and everything more on the East Coast, and then you get over there. Really, the West Coast really is upper Washington State and Idaho. You know, basically up above them. I don't know what part of that Canada that is. We'll have to ask Ag Tech if I can get him on.
He says he got it working.
Okay. You're not showing up on the screen yet. Okay. Oh, he's got it and he's working on it, is what he said. Okay. All right. Well, we'll give him a few minutes and maybe we can get him in here. It takes a little time the first time people do that. Hey, there's heavy machinery. Now that's not heavy wrench. We got heavy machinery and heavy wrench too. So we got two that sound alike out here. That's yeah. How are you doing, heavy machinery? Yeah, we got a lot of the mechanics and different guys, and it's real good that we got the guys that work at some of the dealerships and they're putting up videos like Heavy Wrench has done that. Did you see his video? He put up a real good video. He was working on a motor grader and took the transmission out of that motor grader. And I thought it was real. He did a real good job. He did sort of a time lapse and
Heavy Wrench did that, right? Not Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, Heavy Wrench did that.
Okay. I heard him talking about that last night on his live stream. They put a reman transmission in.
Right, he put a reman transmission in and everything. I hadn't seen him in. Of course, he was talking late. Him and Everyday Fleet Tech were on late last night. I stayed on it for a while myself, and then I had to get some editing done, so I had to jump off of it. JC was on there for a while too, and a lot of the different guys, but. Yeah, I would imagine he's tired this morning, and it being Mother's Day too. A lot of people, are trying to do something for Mother's Day.
Yeah, my mom's passed away, and my wife's mom's passed away, so we don't have no special ladies to have to do too much for today. So.
Yeah. Okay, so Heavy Machinery is Patrick. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and now Heavy Wrench is Philip, I believe. I believe it's right. It's Philip. Yeah, I got it. And I got a Patrick, a Philip. Of course, I try to remember all the names. Of course, we got, most people now. Chris, as people see Chris now, let me. I'm gonna type Chris's link.
That's what I was gonna say. I put Chris Richards, but that doesn't connect to Outcast Projects very well.
Right, right. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna put Outcast Projects. Is it with a K or a C?
OUTC Cass.
Okay, it's that. Yeah, sometimes people do it with a K. Outcast Projects.
I think that's how the band spells the band Outcast spells it with a K.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me. There we go. Is that right? Yeah, that's Chris. If anybody wants to know who I'm talking with right there. And
I'll put up content someday if y'all want to see something.
Well, that's what we all have to do, and to grow our channels and everything. We're trying to just get out there. I'm getting a lot of growth right now, and I'm getting a lot of people in that I haven't had before, and I'm glad. And a lot of interesting people that are coming on. Like I said, a lot of people, even a lot of foreign people too. We get a lot of foreign. We get good and bad with that. I get some foreign people that are nice and cordial. Then I get some that are not. But you never know. You never know when, we're in a worldwide medium, and you never know what you're going to be able to get like that. And when you put yourself out there in a broadcast sense, you're going to, you're casting a wide net, and you never know what's going to get caught in the net. You basically say. And
you'll find the common theme with those people that want to make negative comments, and the overseas people that want to make negative comments and all that, is that if you click on their deal, they don't have a channel. They don't have no content. They're just nameless faces, nobody.
I've done that, and then at that point you can just mute them, or just not let them have a voice on your site and everything. And that's what I've tried to do. I've had a few. Basically, I'm thinking, if you don't want to see what I've got, don't bother. If you don't like what I've got, click off.
If the criticism's constructive, then it's all right. Like, one guy on there said, this guy, look how this guy takes care of his equipment. I wouldn't let him use my push mower, And my response was, what am I supposed to put my Harley Davidson outside so my lawnmower can sit out of the weather? But at the same time, it made me question, what can I do to take a little bit better care of my stuff? When I'm done with a mower, just blow it off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Take the few extra minutes. But over the years, you're thinking, does that blowing that grass off that mower before I'm going to use it again next week, is it really worth the extra time? So you got to find a medium, and the trolls help to keep you questioning if you're doing it good enough.
Right. And I like I said, and I can kind of just, basically, I tell people at my age, I got a don't give a shit attitude. And if people don't like me, fine, don't like me. If you do like me, fine, you like me. And I have it. That's my attitude, because I'm too old to argue with people. I don't want to get out there and say, you need to do this and you need to do that. I can hold my own on a good argument, but I am not going to let myself get frustrated because of somebody that's either they're trying to challenge me. Like this political scene out there right now, we got so many people that are so divided, and they're trying to challenge you for everything. And hey, I'll go toe to toe with the best of them out there. I don't care, because I don't care if you like me or don't like me. And you're either going to be my friend or you're not going to be my friend. You're going to like the content I have, or you're not going to like it. That's what freedom is all about. And I'm all about freedom. So if you want to,
for me, with someone, it's been working the way you do it for 60 plus years. So what can you criticize about it? You know what I mean? It's not. It's like Jonathan, the other guy that I watch. He said he tows cars. He said this old man lost a trailer, and he didn't have safety chains on. He said people in the comments saying lecture this 75-year-old man that he needs safety chains on his trailer, and he said I ain't gonna do it. That old man knows he needs safety chains on his trailer, and that's his choice. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It's not. That's just how he does things, and he ain't gonna change it. Worked for
you talking about old Jonathan lives
that long.
Jonathan lives a couple of counties away from me. He's up
Wienans, I think is his last name. Jonathan W.
Yeah, Jonathan
W.
Yeah, he lives over. He's over there above Ashboro, somewhere in that area. Yeah, he's not too far from where I live right now.
He's absolutely my favorite YouTuber as far as content. Yeah,
yeah, he's and he was building an old coop and everything. I noticed, and doing a lot of everything. He's
about 5 of them now.
Yeah, he's a wheeler dealer. Now he's the type he makes good money. He makes good money with his record business and his towing business, and I would imagine his salvage yard and stuff like that. I got a couple of friends like that. They have built great businesses over that kind of situation. Looks like Ag Tech's not going to be able to get in. He has tried. Well, maybe we can figure it out. Play around with it, Ag Tech, and if you do pop in there, I'll see you. So if you want to continue playing around with it, or do you want me to send the link one more time, or did the link I'll tell you what, let me send you a second link, Ag Tech, and see if that will help. I will try it again. Let me see if I can do that. If I can get all my, let's see if it remembers him now. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's remembered him. And here I'm gonna put down the link, and I will send. Hopefully, why didn't it let me do a paste? All right, and let me go back out here and do I didn't copy it to the clipboard, I guess. There, I got to copy it to the clipboard. Let me go back out here and do a paste. There we go.
There's a lot of features on here. It can allow you to do, I guess, a private chat with just the people who are on the pictures.
Yeah, it will. It'll let you do that, and plus it'll do a green screen too. I don't know if you saw that. And then you see my brick wall back there. I have a green screen, and that's where you see the brick wall. I was playing around with that. I can actually change the pictures on that. Let me see if I can. How do I go back? Let me go back to this setting here. Oh yeah. Okay. There's my green screen. I'm going to show you a picture here. There's, you see that Mack truck?
Yeah.
And there's my pasture.
And your pond.
Yeah. My pond and pasture and everything. And,
so what's that pond got in it? Perch, bass?
We got bass and catfish and perch.
Catfish or channel catfish or what? What kind of cat? Do you know?
Got wild ones, whatever came in.
Probably mud cats.
Yeah, mud catfish or what? Whatever comes in. Now let me get back to my regular screen here. There we go. I had to make sure I didn't knock myself off here.
I like the little sun perch the best for eating. They're the best fish. I bass is okay too, but I'm just used to eating them brim.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Well, we got a lot of brim. Yeah, that's you calling it perch. Yeah, brim. We got bass, and we had it last time we had it stocked. I'll tell you, the dam broke. Hey, Craig, how are you?
Did a tree get you or what?
Do I now?
Did a tree get the dam or what?
No, we had a big flood. And this was back in 71. And my daughter was 6 months old, and we hadn't even built the house down there then.
I sure enjoyed them pictures or video and stuff of y'all building that house.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Your wife looks so young. She looks young now, but man, she looked real young then.
She was a cutie.
Yeah, she was. She's still pretty lady.
Oh yeah, she's still a pretty lady. She's held up well. My wife's. I am very fortunate. I think I have a very pretty wife, and I tell her every time I see her, in my mind, she still looks like a little 15-year-old I fell in love with, and so she to me is she's very very attractive, and I'm happy. Oh, so Craig's in Gaffney. Okay, I didn't realize you were in Gaffney, Craig.
It was cool for me to see it because we're building our house now, so we're kind of having the same experiences that you guys had, and it just everybody gets to live a full life, and it's just nice to see everybody else enjoy themselves too.
Well, what I've got now, I don't know if it'd be interesting or not. I went back and took some pictures of what our house looks like today, finished, and some videos of that, and the same area. And I thought I would put that up and blend it together, and so you could see what it looked like, and do a voiceover explaining that. Do you think that would be interesting if I did that?
Yeah, I'd be interested in watching that.
Yeah.
The cool part about your house is you work on it all the time. So if it's changed so much over the years, I'm sure, just continuously.
Yeah, it has, and that was some of the things I was going to do. I've got a couple of videos that I've got to put up, and one of them being, of course, you want me to put my cement one up from last year. Yeah. Still hadn't done that one. I got plenty of footage for it. It's just one of those things that I hadn't. Editing does take a lot of time, and people that don't edit.
That was one thing. If I learn how to edit, I can put up the drone footage from the first 4 years.
Yeah.
And every, flash from what it looked like year to year. And I think that'd be a really cool video.
Yeah. I think anything like that will be. And I wish I'd had some drone footage, or, well, we didn't have drones back in 76. But, having the video, saying that was a Super 8 video. What I did, I ran across a machine that was a scanner that would do the film, frame by frame. And that's what I got. And it's doing a pretty good job, because the Super 8 film is really deteriorating. And I've had to adjust it and a few other things. Some of them don't come out as good, but a couple of those came out pretty decent. And we were just tickled to death to be able to do that, because as you saw in there, my two children, my daughter and my son, and they were, at the time, they were I think my son was about 3 years old. My daughter was about 5. And now they're 49 and 47. So
they have kids.
Yeah, so that it was a while back. But
the quality of the footage, you know what it reminded me of? TV show I watched when I was a little kid called The Wonder Years.
Oh yeah.
And even the way you guys were dressed and everything, like I could hear that Wonder Years song in the background in my head.
Yeah, well, I can understand that, because that's basically what it was about. That was very much like that. Whereas they were trying to recreate that into Wonder Years, I'm giving you real footage from like that.
From the Wonder Years.
Yeah, that was the real Wonder Years, because I've got that, and I've got I found some footage of one of my cousins. We'd taken one of her I called her up and I said, "Do you have any video of your wedding?" She said, "No, nobody took any." I said, "I did, and you didn't know it." And so I've got to show her that. It was actually just the reception, but she had no knowledge that anybody had any video of that. And so I ran across that, and I'm going to be able to show her that, or give her a copy of that next time I see her.
But that'll just warm her heart.
Oh, I think it will. And we got pictures. Like I said, I actually got some video of me as a switcher at Carolina Freight. And that one shot that I showed you a while ago, like I said, of that, it's not the, I'm gonna go back to that green screen. Let me see if I can. Okay, that's actually a picture of my switcher that I used at Carolina Freight right there. That's a B61 Mac.
That don't look like one of them single tractor cab station things they use now to.
Oh no, that was a homemade thing. This was a homemade thing that Carolina Freight did. This is what I was using that made me lose my hearing. I can tell you that. And yeah, and I've got now here's whoops, I doesn't show enough of that one, but I've got several different pictures in here that I'm trying to, and let's see if I don't show enough of that one either. If I had a full green screen behind me, you could see it good. And like I said, and there's part of my pond. But I've been playing around with things like that, and if I may put a green screen behind me, and so I can do that one day. And
I've tried to wear them earplugs several times, and you always say, "Wear some ear protection." I just can't stand them in my ears.
Well, and I can't either. And I'm going to do a video. I actually got something sent to me, and I'm doing a video of it. It's the head muffs, with a microphone, and it's wireless. It's Bluetooth, and I'm going to do a video of it because, man, I was impressed with it. It's from a company called Stellar. Now they're expensive. They're about a $200 set of a $200 headset, but it's stereo, and I can play the Bluetooth audio through it off of my phone, like my Sirius XM or whatever. And then if somebody calls me, I can answer. Just touch the button, answer the phone, keep on going, and that way I can do that inside my Bobcat. Because a lot of times, and I know you'll probably had this same thing too. I've had my Bobcat that I'm driving, and I got it on vibrate because I can't hear the ringer, and the Bobcat itself is vibrating you, and you say, well, maybe somebody's calling. And I'll pull my phone out. Nope, it wasn't anybody calling because my leg is vibrating from the equipment, and it's hard to use the other part of the technology. Well, Ralph, you have a good day. I hope and pray that you'll get better.
I try not to carry my phone because I don't know if you can see it, but
yeah,
it always gets shattered. So if
now which one is that?
Once it gets shattered, then if it gets water in it, then it's ruined. So
yeah, is that an iPhone?
It's a LG G7 Think Android.
Okay, an Android. Okay, yeah. Well,
good. I like it, and it shoots real clear video. I mean, I've never had another phone that could shoot video you could see. It would look like this webcam does, and that ain't. I wouldn't upload the footage if it looked like this webcam video. That's not good enough.
Well, I'm a high-tech redneck. I've got them all. I've got iPhones. And my main phone that I use, this one, is a Google phone, and that's a Google Pixel. And the reason I like it is because it blocks. And for instance, it's already blocked 2 calls this morning.
Because you're busy, or
no, because they're spam. This thing.
See, mine will say potential spam. When I get a call, it'll come up as potential spam. That's what it says. I don't answer those.
That's what that one does. And so many of those that I have them pre-blocked. So they'll call, and I never hear it ring. It doesn't bother me, and I'll look at my phone, during the day, and it'll say suspected spam, and it'll have them blocked off, have the little stop sign beside it.
That slowed down this last couple of months, but it never stopped. Your car's warranty stuff and all that, I still get them every 2 or 3 days the whole time through this virus deal.
Yeah. Now, Craig was saying, he said he has a Clear Drive headset that the company makes them at Rand McNally, and it doubles.
Craig said he's right there by you somewhere.
Yeah, he's down at Gaffney, which is probably 30 miles from me. Yeah, I go through Gaffney a good bit. And Gaffney is just right across the state line. And I go through Gaffney a bunch.
We'll see you later, Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph, you take care, and I hope he gets better. He's back in the hospital again. So I gotta you gotta pray. You gotta pray for people like that. He's gone through a tough go of it, and so I'm hoping he'll get better. And like I say, Everyday Fleet Tech seems to be doing good now. He's back at work, and he was online. He's been online a couple times. He seems to have shook it off pretty good. He's a young guy. He's about your age, I think. Now you're in your early 30s, aren't you?
Just 30, yeah.
Oh, you're just 30. Just turned 30.
I'll tell you, yesterday we went to go look at something from Facebook Marketplace for Casey for a wedding, and we went in the gas station. That's the first time I've been in a gas station since this whole coronavirus deal. Just to grab a drink, and we bought these masks. I don't have it right here, but to wear, I put the thing on, and I couldn't even make it through it. I couldn't wear it with a straight face. I just couldn't. I don't know. Have you worn a mask any?
I hadn't worn one yet, and I sell them. I sell them here at the store.
I want to participate in the not getting sick deal. Like I just can't. I don't know. People were staring at me. I know they were.
Well, I will wear a mask if it's required to wear a mask, but I don't think, and this is my own personal opinion, if you have the distance, I think you'll be just fine. A mask is not going to do you any good if somebody coughs at you and it sprays out there at you. You're gonna get it anyway.
Well, my thing was I'm about to eat this egg roll that's been laying here on the hot roller with 20 people walking by it for an hour. So what's this mask gonna Yeah. I'm definitely not going without my egg roll.
Yeah. Well, and I know it's a serious disease, and I know people are having problems with it, but I think unfortunately, we're going to have more and more casualties, just like we have casualties with heart attacks, the regular flu, everything else. I mean, we are going to have casualties. We don't shut down the world economy because of
it's like the first casualty is my pocketbook.
Yeah. We have to be able to survive. And that's what bothers me is
it got down to 30 a ton, the price on the cars. It's back up to 55 now.
Is it?
But you can imagine haul 2 cars in there and get $90, $95.
That's not even
a tough day right there.
That's not even worth loading them up. No,
right now it's $200.
Yeah. Yeah. Craig asked me if I was the only one on my street. Yep. Well, actually, my mother-in-law lives across the pond from me.
He owns this street.
Yeah. Yeah. The street. I'm a mile off the roads where I'm at. From the main road up down to my house is 1 mile. And
so, has your mother-in-law got a big house too, or is it just a mother-in-law?
No, we actually, what my mother-in-law's got. My mother-in-law had a nice big home uptown in Cherryville, and then when my father-in-law passed away, we sold that house. She didn't want to maintain that big house, and they had always had a cabin. It was just and they called it a cabin because the original part of it is a log cabin, and my father-in-law remodeled it and then added on to it, and it was a summer cabin that they would go down to the pond, and they had a boat and boathouse and everything down there on the pond, and that's what he would love to go do that during the summertime. Now my wife hated it. My wife, as a young child, hated to have to go down there, because there was nothing going on. They didn't have a TV down there. They didn't have anything but a radio. And my father-in-law was trying to get away. He was trying to be secluded. My wife did not, at 11 and 12 years old, wasn't that too happy with being secluded.
If I had a penny for every hour I spent just bored to death on the fishing bank as a kid, man, I'd over there playing in the water, swatting it with sticks and stuff, and they're trying to fish. Oh man, I'd be ready to go. If them fish weren't biting in 10 minutes, I was ready to go to the car. Yeah. And my parents would sit on that riverbank all day long. They'd show up early and mow them down a spot where nobody else could get to.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah. That's what, and anyway, getting back to the story of the house. Now, what they did, my father-in-law, that house was actually on a different part of his property, and he had it moved over there right next to his pond. And when he did that, then he took the original log cabin and added on to it, and then made it a nice sized little house. It's got they used to have bunk beds and everything in there when my wife was young, but so it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath or bath and a half, little cabin and everything. But it's everything my mother-in-law wants. I mean, she likes it. It's like I said, it's been remodeled, and
so y'all brought that from where it was to near your house.
Yeah, it was on the back. My father-in-law had a couple hundred acres, and this particular piece of this cabin, he moved it. Now this has been 60 years ago, 60 or 70 years ago when he had it moved, and then he added on to it. He added on to it back in the late 50s, early 60s, and added on to the house, and put a heat system in it and all that. And then over the years, after Barbara and I built down there, they remodeled it a little bit more, and I helped them put a front deck on it. And we took the old wooden front porch and cemented it. Actually, we did a solar thing for it. We did what they call a passive solar heater with that, because it was actually facing the sun, and we put glass doors all the way around the porch, and then we put gravel down and vents and everything, and then made a passive solar heater. So when the sun would heat that cement, it would come out the vents and everything.
The sunroom that gets real warm every day, I bet, huh?
Yeah, it does. It actually got so warm that it shattered one of the glass doors. They had it locked in there tight. You had to almost vent it a little bit. You don't, you'll blow out those glass doors. And that's what we did on one of them. We had to replace one of them because it was in heavy sunlight, and it was beaming down, hitting that cement, bouncing back, getting hot, and it was like holding a magnifying glass out there and burning leaves, So it was a good. Yeah, the old sun is powerful out there. I tell you what, you can do some neat things with it if you, and that coupled together with today's technology and everything, it's pretty good.
My great grandparents' cabin is still in Adamsville, Tennessee. It still stands, and my dad owns it, and they had built an addition on it way back in the day, and it's been updated to running water and all that stuff like yours, but the addition already wore out and got dragged off down into the field, and they just rebuilt the cabin back like it was. But it's real nice. It has a real narrow staircase that you can walk up into the upstairs, and up there's 2 little twin beds. The grandparents didn't sleep together. They slept in their own little twin, and it's still just like it was when, I don't know, 1900 or whenever, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But it has electricity now and a little bit of running water, but you can still walk out to the bucket and drop your bucket down there and pull you a bucket of water up, if you want to. But
and that's the way the cabin is. They got, like I said, I think that the cabin part that they had moved, it's probably more than 100 years old. I mean, there's a lot of
history to have still.
Yeah, I mean, you go underneath. I mean, I can't do it anymore, but years ago when I could crawl underneath that cabin and everything, he's got it supported. It's still got the hewed logs as the support. I mean, it's not timber. It's the logs, the actual logs that are the floorboards. I mean, the floor support.
Awesome.
It's I don't know what size log it, real good size log. Anyway, it's notched out so they could put timber in there, but that is the main support going down there. And of course, they have got it on blocks and everything else now. Used to be on stone. That's what my father-in-law was talking about. It was the original foundation was on rock, and that it was built. That's how they used to build them. You'd lay out all your rock and put your foundation down, and then put your timber down on top of that rock, and then start building up from there on your log cabin.
And it'd been open bottom, right? Like the whole bottom of it would be open like an old house.
Right. Yeah, that's the way that house was before they moved it. And right now, like I said, now they moved it in. I want to say he did it in probably the mid to late 50s is when he moved that, and he built the pond or added on to the. I don't know how long the pond had actually been there. It's got 2 creeks that feed that pond. Does it
look like a cabin, or is that vinyl siding or something on it now?
No, he put plank siding on it. It's not vinyl. He put put plank siding over the log cabin part to match the other part. So he, at that time, he didn't want the log cabin look. He just took that log cabin and made it into a usable house. Actually, it was, and you'll get the gist of this being an old farmer. It was actually a feed house, and you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. That they used to. He had it, and it was a storage house, and they would shoot oats or into that house. That's what
my house is that I built. Right, this garage house. They augured corn into the rooms and filled the whole entire building full of corn level to the top, and would feed out of it. That's what it was. It's called a granary.
Yeah,
is what they call them out here.
Yeah,
feed house is what it'd be in the South. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, in the South, they'd call it a seed house or what, and I lived in a house like that too. My mom and dad, when they first got married, they built a house, and actually, let me rephrase it. They had the house, and then after Dad moved off, they made it into that. That's what they did. They just took up everything out of the house. I still have kept the rooms and everything, but then they just filled every room, took all the windows out or opened them up, shot oats into it, and filled it full. But what I was going to say, this house went just the opposite. They took it from a grain house or a feed house or whatever you want to call it, and took that log cabin part and built onto it. Well, my wife keeps talking about. She said that for years we would sweep the grain would be.
I was about to say that was horrible to sweep out, man. That we had at one point we had 3 leaf blowers going at the same time in there, and just all the doors open so we get as much air as we could. And I mean, it would just funnel the dust out. I mean, it was horrible. It's the most dust I've ever seen. The dust was the biggest part of the cleanup.
The problem you don't realize is because of hydraulics and everything. You're packing that seed in there. So as it's, say you got your siding going down, and through hydraulics and everything, as you're loading that in, that seed is so fine that it goes under the baseboard and then back up the wall. The interior walls will actually get filled with seed.
And a lot of under the baseboard is where under the flooring itself, once we tore that out, was where, whoa, man, a lot of dust.
Yeah. And that's
but that building was also built in 16, which means it went all the way through the 30s, and all the dirt that's blown around everywhere. So, everything's I'd say everything's about 3 inches higher as far as the dirt around all the buildings than what it should be around here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to consider if you look like Grapes of Wrath and everything, and you think about the Dust Bowl and everything, what actually happened to everything back in the Midwest like that. People nowadays have no concept of what actually happened to the United States in those times, in the Depression era. We're seeing some things happen right now that could evolve into some bad things. I hope we never get into that kind of situation where people are migrating from the Midwest out to California. Actually, you got California want to come back to the Midwest now. if you see movies about or even read the book about grapes of wrath, that's what happened in the Dust Bowl. And that's when people, they had lost their jobs. Everything was desolate in that point. And, nobody was doing crops and everything, no crop rotation. No, you've got to have crops and you got to have vegetation to help hold the soul down. And people don't realize if we get into a situation like that, it would, go right back to that. And hold on a second here. Hey, Landon.
Hey, Mike. There was something wrong down there. What was I going to tell you?
I called ahead and told him that he was going to run. So I called him and told him that were you doing that? Okay, now you got him going to 313. They should have people down there, I think, working.
Hey, Kevin, how are you?
Yeah. I don't know for certain myself. If not, call me back around 3 o'clock. They may have some loads there for him. We will see. Okay. Yeah. Right. They could, and if we have to, we'll call some people and find out. Okay, that sounds good. He can tell him to take his time. All right, see you. Yep, we're dispatching out some loads there. I got
the fellow that manages your race car team, isn't it? Or that manages the NASCAR deal, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, that's Landon. He's coming on strong with me. He's
your future buy you out plan.
Right. He and his wife that's my retirement plan.
They're next in line to the Michael Jones throne, huh?
I guess so. Yeah. Landon and Christy are a young couple, and we're going to make it possible so they can take us over. And I've got to have an exit plan. I mean, like I said, I'll be 69 next month, and a lot of people my age are quit working, and I still enjoy it. I still enjoy doing everything that I'm doing. I enjoy the trucking business. I enjoy my Napa store, and just I'm coupled together with things that I enjoy, like yourself. If
you weren't going to stay involved with it, you'd be best. If you weren't going to be 100% involved with it, I'd say you'd be best to 100% sell out, because if you sit back and try to ride something and let somebody else manage it, they'll manage it right into the ground. That's my opinion.
That's one thing I'm not going to do, and I'm going to. We've let this be a gradual process here, and we're going to make it. I mean, we're still going to be part of the company, even though I may not have the hands on every single day where I deal with the drivers. But I am going to be because I'm going to have a lot of financial incentive to stay in it. I mean, I'm going to own stock into it and everything myself for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm not ever going to get out completely.
But you'll stay close enough to keep an eye on the day to day and make sure it's not hemorrhaging in places that it shouldn't be.
Right. Yeah. We're still going to look at the books. There's nothing worse than, and I've seen that happen where people, if this couple was capable of paying me completely of everything at one time, we would do that. But this is a young couple. They're your age, and they've been working with us for about 3 years, and we are mentoring them to do exactly what I did when I started. And we're doing that and keeping everything in check at the same point. And they're doing great for us. So it's not a bad thing. And I just didn't. I had an opportunity years ago to sell out completely, but by the time we did the capital gains taxes and everything else, it would have greatly did an upheaval of my lifestyle. And had I done that when I first initially started, I think I would have been a lot more poor than I am right now. I mean, I'm doing okay right now. I mean, I pay the bills and we're doing fairly good and that sort of stuff. And I enjoy the growth. I enjoy, like I said, staying involved. I mean, I feel like it keeps me young enough that I can converse with you and other people, and we're on the same page as far as mentally thinking about these things.
It's kind of what we refer to around here as being farmer rich. We're rich in assets, don't necessarily have a lot of money or Lamborghinis or Ferraris or nothing like that, but we have plenty of land and assets and things like that, and that's what keeps us relevant. You know what I'm saying? We can.
Oh yeah, and that's basically where I'm at. I mean, at my age, I mean, I've got I can get anything. I can go buy just about anything I want to buy because my credit is.
All got that platinum credit.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'll tell you, I just checked it just at 814, so that's not bad. I think 814 will get you about anything you want. It took me a while to get it to that 814, but I've held it up there pretty good for years, and
have to have good debt and then pay it off, right? I mean,
yeah, you had to continually pay. I just paid off a Traco. My daughter just told me yesterday. She said, "Well, your Traco's paid off now." I said, "Good," because I found something wrong with it. I'm gonna have to fix. So
that's my deal now. I need to finance a skid steer if I'm gonna do. I've got the skid loaders I have, but they can't run 9-10 hour days just working straight through because they'll run hot and stuff. So, and the parts are hard to find. So that's why I was talking last weekend with that guy, Heavy Wrench, to see what he thought I might need.
Right.
But it'll be the first brand new machine I've ever bought, though, if I do it,
Yeah. Well, I understand that. And I bought my Bobcats. All three of my pieces I bought brand new. And they're all three paid off. I've got a Tool Cat, which I like a lot. And then I used it on a video yesterday. And then I've got a skid steer. I got a T300 to track loader. And then I've got my Traco. Now, and I bought them with all the intentions of exactly what I'm doing right now. I knew that I could pay them off in 5 or 6 years. And I staged them through there, because it was a personal thing, not a business thing. And I was able to get all these good pieces of equipment that will do me the rest of my life.
I could see the skid steer being able to pay for itself real easy for you with the mower and the bucket and all the different things that it could do. But I think the Tool Cat and the Traco probably are just more convenience things for you. They're handy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They probably haven't paid that $30,000 to you or whatever they cost to get them yet, but they will.
Well, at this point, I mean, everything I've got is like that is paid off, so I don't. There is no debt in that, and I don't have to go out and create revenue on that.
They don't owe you something.
Right now, what I can do, I go out there and I crank them up and I drive them. And I know that I don't owe anything on it. I know I can do what I want to with it, and it's not a burden. If you let the piece of equipment be a burden to you, then you're always going to kind of hate that piece of equipment. And I
love my backhoe, and I bought it with cash, but it's the scary thing about buying it with cash. I got a nice enough machine and it's dependable enough, but without financing it, it didn't come with any warranty. It already has 9,000 hours on it. And if it's going to be good for me until that day when something major with the transmission or something like that goes down. And then it's going to be a big deal, but it's handy enough to justify having it around,
Yeah. My skid steer, you know how many hours I got on it?
How many?
400. Brand
new still.
Oh yeah.
See, I figured you'd have more hours on your skid steer than either one of the other two pieces of equipment. Maybe that Tool Cat thing. I could see it. It's kind of like a 4-wheeler with a bucket.
Yeah. Well, you think about it. See, even around my house. Well, I may have more. I may have 600 on the Tool Cat. I mean, a skid steer. I don't know. I use it, and I use it every bit that I want to use it. But see, I don't do anything commercially with it. In other words, that's everything that's been done with my skid steer. I was doing it for myself. I've never done a commercial job for anybody with it. And I've had some older ones. Now I had some older skid steers that I used to do that.
What you do for yourself can be considered commercial. Like if you go mow at Napa with that skid steer, then is that not commercially using it? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm lazy. I hire a guy to mow out here.
You're not lazy.
You're not
lazy by no means, but if
I got a guy that does it for $35, I'm not going to put
fair enough.
Piece of I'm not going to get that mower loaded up at my house, drag it over here to the other side of town, unload it, mow for 30, 40 minutes, load it back up and take it back. $35 is plenty cheap enough to just let somebody else do it.
What do you mow with that thing?
I mow around the pastures and everything. Now,
what about around the pond?
Yeah,
how do you do
it? I'll do it. And see, I've got a mower for the traco too, and that's one thing I do. And then I can reach out onto the pond bank. My wife hates to see me do that though, because I've got a video of that. I need to put that up. My wife hates it because the traco is actually tilted down a pretty good bit, and she's afraid I'm gonna flip over into the pond, which I could if I was dangerous with it. But and as you're swinging it, it's hydraulic and everything. It's a hydraulic mower, which I love. And when you're swinging it in and out and everything out there, it can get top heavy. Even though that mower doesn't look that big, it carries a good bit of weight when you extend it out 12 feet and got it 4 foot off the ground. It's going to make that tipsy a little bit.
Is it real balanced at least? Yeah,
now it's balanced. And what I do, I get the traco, I get it. But I mean, what I'm saying is when you get close to the edge of the bank and you've got that swung out over on the pond,
better have that front blade down or what?
You better have that blade down and everything else, and make sure it's not going to drag you into the pond. And like I said, some of these banks are like that. They're probably 10 degrees. And 10 degrees, I got a couple of spots that are, 10 degrees or better going off in there. And when I set up a camera and look at it, you go, well, that's not that dangerous. It's level. No, it's not. It's way more, steeper than you realize.
We'll see it when you get your editing done and put it up.
Yeah, I know it. When I get caught up, I got bukus of videos that I've actually done, and I need to go back in there and do the editing and everything. I just haven't done it. It'll editing consumes your life. It seems like.
Don't consume mine because I don't do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't either, it can consume your life. I'll say that.
I do enjoy my earlier videos when I was paying that kid to edit. There's a lot of good content in some of those edited videos. That was, you know what I'm saying. When we were doing it, it was worth it. But now it's just point and shoot works fine for us.
Yeah. Now everybody, let me tell you guys. You see his name is Chris Richards, but that's Outcast Projects, and everybody go to that, and they don't let you link as good as they used to on here. They used to do a right click on the name and boom, it would let you do a link to the site. It's quit doing that.
If you type Outcast Projects in there, it'll probably pop up that picture of me and Casey on that bicycle. You can see that. Just click it.
And if they see that, then they can subscribe to your channel. I like to help everybody else out. I've been helped. My channel is growing. Mine's kind of caught some ground and getting a lot of different people.
How many people out of that 7,000 people there do you think are people? I'm curious. Not talking it down or anything. I'm just because I'm still at 500-600. You know what I mean? Wherever it was at. Do you, a lot of you're obviously not getting 1,000 comments a video,
right? Yet.
So.
Some of it is passive pass through type. People click on it, they'll subscribe to it, go on. you'll never hear from them again, and everything else. And then all of a sudden I'll start getting, people that, like Kevin Lamar down here. Kevin is, clicks in your good bit, and, Jerry Christensen up there. And then
Kevin drives truck.
Do what now? Yeah.
Kevin drives truck too.
Kevin's probably
Driving right now.
Yeah, he's saying he has a lot of video, but he doesn't know how to edit. And that's, if Kevin had the time, but he's like everybody else. When you're out here working, you don't have the time to do that
for 30 seconds and then upload it.
Yeah. We all can hire an editor, and I probably ought to get my grandson to do an edit for me and everything, but no telling what he would put up if he did.
I was giving that kid $15 an hour to edit them videos, and it was taking him 4 or 5 hours to edit some of them videos. So you're going to pay $60, $70, $80, and then one video out of it that's going to get 15 or 20 people into it. You really you get in trouble with that, paying somebody to try to.
Yeah, and I guess that's why I'm not doing it either, because I'm a cheapskate, I guess, one reason. But and I used to do a lot of this through my past adventures and everything. I used to do a lot of editing and websites and everything else. And I guess I'm the lazy guy, and I just like the fact that I can get on here. I can do what I'm doing right here. I can get subscribers. I can get people to talk about things that I want to talk about. And it's not a money making thing for me. I see
it more as being a busy guy than a lazy guy. You got other stuff. You're making too much content to get any of it edited and put up. That's
I do. I try to get out there, and Jim, that's one of my mechanics. He says there he comes with his third arm, and he'll when he sees me with the camera and everything, and I try to get up there, and I try, and I look at it as a business too. I try not to bother my guys when they're out there working on the trucks, and a lot of times
they see you coming down the driveway, and they just automatically go shut the radio off and stop cussing and put on a smile. Yeah,
and they say that's one of the things you got to do. Craig wants to know how big my track hoe. I've got it's a Bobcat 31 something. I don't know. It's got about a 12 foot boom. It's not a huge. I used to have a great big track hoe. I used to have a Cato 550 that was a large. I could dig great big ponds and everything else. This is a small track hoe that I have for my own personal use. I love a track hose. I love a track hoe, what it can do, and then spin it around. It's not like I grew up as a kid and we had backhoes. Well, backhoe was great in its day, but anybody that's ever driven a backhoe and then you got a track hoe, you'll say, man, I need to throw this backhoe away because, well, hey, puppy. Oh God, got fleas all over me.
It takes longer to dig stuff with the backhoe, but it has more lift power on the front bucket to carry off stumps and stuff like that. And but there are certain things that a track hoe would certainly be handy for. If I ever get rich, I'll have one.
Yeah. Now, if you get one of the big track hoes, boy, they'll outdo any Bobcat. Any backhoe that you ever had. Oh, good gracious.
You mean excavator? There's excavator, dude. There's a line there. You know.
Yeah, I had a large excavator. I had one that weighed 40,000 pounds at one time. I sold it to a buddy of mine, and he's got it now. But I had a large excavator, and it had the inline 6-cylinder Mitsubishi engine that it's highly used in those excavators. But they're expensive to operate too, because you break a couple of hydraulic lines in those, and
$200 a line minimum.
I know. I sell it.
$50, $60 for the fitting that goes on the end of the line, and you only have to pay once if the part guy squeezes it down right the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. Craig says I ought to pay $30 a video. Well, maybe my great grandchildren will be able to see me someday, and they'll see what great grandpa was all about. I don't know. At this point, my own grandson doesn't pay me much attention. He's 15, will be 15, and when they turn, he was the most loving grandson you would ever want till he got to about 11, 12 years old. Then when the video games and the phones and everything else came about, it's like I go, well, how's things going, Michael? He's also Michael, and he goes, okay, what you doing? Nothing. Well, how's this? Fine. How you doing in school? Good. I get one word back from him at each question I ask him, and so that's what you get with the grandchildren when they turn teenagers. And then his voice is changing. He's no longer the little boy. He's got the in between boy and man voice right now, and he's getting up close to my size. He's going to be taller than his dad before long, and so it's one of those things. I'm enjoying it, but I hate to see. Sometimes you're annoyed by grandchildren at that age. I can tell you, because they want to be over in their own little world. They don't want anything to do with you.
It must have just been different when I was little, because my papa's still my hero. We worked on mowers and he taught me so much, but I guess they just didn't make this generation go out in the yard and rake leaves enough.
Well,
smaller.
Yeah, I know. And, I did too. And, of course he still loves me, and he's loving, I guess, but in his own way. And he wants me to do things for he's always wanting me to do a little this, that, and the other for him. But, they do, when they go through that age, 14, 15, 16 years old, they got other things on their minds than going to see grandpa. I mean, we're way down on the list.
I wouldn't know. I got my first job washing dishes at 15, and I've been working ever since. I had no time for nothing.
Well, I did the same thing. I started as a curb hop, and it's sort of ironic, at a place right down the street from here, about 2 or 3 miles, and they're actually tearing it down this week. It was called Blackwood's Barbecue, and they actually raised tore down the building and excavating it off and cleaning it off. I don't know who bought the land, but that building stood for 60 years, and of course it's been vacant. It hadn't been a restaurant for 30 or 40 years, but it made it into some other things. But somebody's actually torn it down now, and they're going to be putting something else up. But that's where I had my first job too. I was a curb hop. I went out and
$5 an hour cash.
Yeah, I made 50 cents an hour. I got paid 50 cents an hour. All I could eat though, so I came out there.
Half price on the food for
I got paid 50 cents an hour. I could eat. I could get all the drinks and all I could eat. That was the deal on that. So I ate real well, and my mom and dad, I think they liked it too, because I was one less boy they had to feed when they sent me up there to work. So that I ate very good. Of course, I was running it off. I was as skinny as a rail back then. I weighed probably 138, 140 pounds. And I've told my wife, I said, just think about it. I married you and I probably weighed 135, 140 pounds. I said, you got twice the man right now.
Twice the man I used to be.
I am twice the man that you married. Literally. So, yeah, a lot bigger guy now. It's one of those things, but we all evolve in that, and it's all fun. It's all fun and all that.
Well, we've been on here a while. I think it might be about time for me to get out and start getting my day going.
I was thinking the same thing. I was looking at the clock as we were talking. It's almost 11 o'clock. We've been on here about 2 hours. we've been chit chatting about a little bit of everything, and we, I
Sure.
hope we hadn't bored everybody to death. Today's Mother's Day, so those of you that still have mothers, get out there and honor your mother. And I wish I still had my mother. Lost my dad a little over 30 years ago, and lost my mother 3 years ago. But for those that still have the mother, be thankful, because once you lose your mother, you'll
And if you don't have a mother, whatever woman in your life has been there for you and is there, say something.
Yeah, I know it. Well, we're going to have lunch with my mother-in-law. My wife's mother's still alive, and we're going to have her over, and hopefully things will be pretty nice. So I'm going to get off, and we'll sign her out then, Chris.
Yes, sir. Great talking with y'all.
Well, good having you on here, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. Bye.
See ya.